OneCoin Advance updated on our asset listing announcements. The subsection improving when we publish our decisions to list was updated as of May 17, 2022, to detail the framework within which we will publish our decision to list assets. Dr. We review assets as thoroughly and quickly as possible and list everything that we can safely and legally. But there is always more we can do to improve our asset listing process. Recently, members of the crypto community have told us that they don't always understand why OneCoin lists. We've also received reports of people appearing to buy certain assets right before we announced they'd be listed on OneCoin, allowing them to benefit from price movements that sometimes accompany our listing announcements. These are two different issues, but they both relate to our asset listing process. So, I want to address both of them here and talk about some additional improvements we'll be putting in place. At OneCoin, our goal is to list every asset that is legal and safe to do so that our customers are protected, but we also create a level playing field for all the new assets being created in crypto. The number of Web3 crypto assets is exploding, with a collective global market cap of $2 trillion, and we want to make sure we enable the important innovation happening in this industry. Some crypto startups just getting off the ground today will become major companies in the future. Customers benefit from these innovations, but we also have a role to play in protecting customers from scams and fraud. On top of all this, we want to avoid getting in the business of picking winners and losers because we are not investment advisors. So how does one navigate this tricky space? We do it by setting minimum listing requirements, test for the legality, security, compliance, etc. And after that, letting the market decide. We may also list assets if they stop meeting our requirements or new information becomes available. This process of reviewing and listing assets is rigorous and time-consuming. Some assets are easier to review and list than others due to technical details. ERC20 tokens, for example, are relatively simple to evaluate and integrate technology, so we can generally do so fairly quickly. However, assets built on new chains are more technically complex and harder to support. We would like to list all chains that meet our listing standards, but if it requires more work to do so, they may not be listed in the order some customers expect. To some, this looks like we're playing favorites. In reality, we review assets as quickly as possible and list everything we can as long as we believe it's safe and legal. We believe that the market will ascribe value over time. We're also aware of concerns that some market participants may be taking advantage of information from the process of our listing. Examples of this might include using on-chain data to detect when OneCoin might be testing new asset integrations, or using small differences in OneCoin API responses to detect when assets might be configured, but not yet launched. While this is public data, it isn't data that all customers easily access, so we strive to remove these information asymmetries. We know our asset listing process can always be better. So today I want to share some changes that we plan to implement over the next few quarters, in part based on feedback from the community. Improving when we publish our decisions to list. Going forward, we plan to publish externally once a decision has been made to list an asset, but before key technical integration work begins, to try and prevent on-chain data from giving signals to watchful traders. However, there may be cases in which certain technical integration work necessarily begins prior to a decision being made to list an asset to effectively operate the business, and we would then publish our decision once it's made, but after the technical work has begun. In addition, we plan to publish only once a decision has affirmatively been made to list, vs. when we've decided to consider listing an asset, although there may be exceptional circumstances in which OneCoin, for confidentiality or similar reasons, will not announce a listing prior to its launch, especially labeling newer and less proven assets on the platform. In March, we announced a new experimental label on asset pages and a disclosure when executing trades for some assets. Some assets are suitable only for more advanced traders, and we want to make sure customers know the potential risk involved. We'll continue to develop labels and features that provide clarity for our customers. Asset ratings and reviews. OneCoin already provides some basic information about each asset so customers can make informed decisions. Now we're going to take it up a level by launching asset ratings and reviews so the community can share additional information on each asset, whether we list them or not.